Friends, at this historic meet today, where I see a lot of vibrancy, vibrations, interest, participation, engagement with this very important area, which was all within us, but now it is sprouting out. I would like to, in this limited 15 minutes, I would like to just go through the concept, which all of you know, so I just don't want to make it boring and dragging. But since electronics is between you and me, therefore I have to touch it. The CSR is no longer a standalone idea, no longer an ethical euphemism. It is not a philanthropic giveaways of the yesteryears. It can be linked to the core competency of an organization which is doing it, but it cannot be de-linked from the human welfare and the basic needs and the area of its location. It has to promote skills that are needed to do capacity building, or also simultaneously lead to the branding of the company which is doing it. But it has to also inculcate a feeling of pride and make people happier, so that they are a part of the setup, that they belong to this glorious organization which is doing a good work, and that is how they should be. Our previous speaker from Bangladesh has made it very succinctly, has gone into details also. But basically it's a halfway house between the economics and the ecology, ethics and the business, branding and managing, risks and the strengths of the organization which does it. And also they are looking nowadays to share value and also to public issue. So both count to that. This is how the mission, vision and the action should be. There should be no hodgepodge of the disconnected activities. As you know, the Dell also has started doing a good work in recycling. The Ford people are also interested in doing cancer project. The Walmart is also taking up a lot of areas for activities for the aged, old aged people. But the point is that it has to be a part of the mission, vision, strategy. And it can be a tool to avoid the advantage point, but it has to be competitively different. It should add to the differentiation, the uniqueness of the organization. Friends, I wanted to make it very clear that uniqueness is something different from the first or the top of the system. Top is one who is in quantified. Uniqueness is one quantity plus quality. So basically, it also brings up the area what is called the reputation. Reputation is also now growing up as a capital. The goodwill was the earlier word, but now it's the reputation. And branding follows as a byproduct. I just don't want to get into these things, but I only wanted to say that it should not be an opportunistic. It should not be a opportunistic seeking strategy. It should not be stratagem. It may not always be a risk mitigation strategy. Ideally, it should always be having an overlapping between the business and the clientele, company and the goals, and also, as you say, the Johnson & Johnson evaluates its employees, both in the functional competency and the infamous ethical credo which they had divided. And I had talked also of the Ford. It has to be a part of the vision, it has to be part of the mission. Friends, nowadays, I just wanted to mention, I stop here. I would like to go a little impromptu to mention that the Harvard study of 500 corporates report is out. It says that 1% of the expenditure which has been done on CSR has been able to contribute to 3% improvement in the bottom. It's a big thing in terms of the global. Nowadays, the world has changed. The world has changed from transaction to transformation, from managing to become leading. A manager is no longer required, a leader is required. It is no longer a corporate strategy which is important, but it should be citizen-centric strategy which is important. It is no longer the product which is important, but the process involved in the product that is important. It is no longer the quantity that is important, but the quality of the inputs or the quality of the products that is important.